South Africa's African National Congress now has a choice to make. Which of its opposition rivals will it turn to after suffering its worst election result in 3 decades? These are the ANC's main potential coalition partners. The Democratic Alliance is the next biggest party. It secured 21.8% of the vote to the ANC's 40.2%. A deal with the pro-business DA would be favoured by investors, and DA leader John Steenhuisen is open to talks. That is, to prevent more radical parties like the Marxist economic freedom fighters from getting their hands on the levers of power.
The purpose of these initial talks will be to gather information of what options are available to the DA as we seek to rescue South Africa from doomsday.
However, the DA is also seen as a party of white privilege, which it refutes. Some analysts say the ANC, a party synonymous with black South African liberation from white minority rule, would be unlikely to pick it as a sole coalition partner. Local media have reported the DA could enter into a cooperation pact with the ANC. That would see it support key decisions in exchange for top jobs in Parliament. The conservative Zulu Inkatha Freedom Party, with nearly 4% of the vote, could also prove useful in making up the numbers. At the other end of the political spectrum is the economic freedom fighters led by Julius Malema. It's a more natural fit for the ANC than the DA, though relations are tense between former ANC youth leader Malema and some of the party's factions.
If there's any party that we can work with and work properly, is the ANC. Because ANC, when compromised, is not arrogant.
However, some of the EFF's policies would likely give investors the jitters. It has pledged to nationalise gold and platinum mines and seize land from white farmers. The EFF said in April that it would partner with the ANC if it got the powerful post of finance minister. However, with just 9.5% of the vote, joining with the EFF alone still wouldn't give the ANC a majority. Indeed, the EFF was outperformed by Umkhonto we Sizwe, led by former President Jacob Zuma. It emerged as the third biggest party after the ANC and the DA on 14.6% of the vote. But despite performing better than many had expected, the newly formed MK, as it's known, has said it is considering a court challenge to the results.
Don't start trouble when there is no trouble.
Analysts have long feared Zuma's party may stir up trouble if his supporters, who rioted and looted for days when he was jailed for contempt of court in 2021, reject the results. A coalition with MK would also be a bitter pill for the ANC to swallow. It has struggled to clean up its image after the corruption scandals of the Zuma era. The election represents a seismic shift in South Africa's political landscape. Official results show the ANC on 159 seats in the 400-seat parliament. That's down from 230. The result has been inflicted by South Africans angry at unemployment, inequality and rolling power blackouts. But in Johannesburg, residents like student Kathy Maku are hopeful for a brighter future.
Maybe they can find a way to work together and put the interest of the country first, and then maybe we can see some sort of change, a positive change, so to say. Yeah.